The 14 best Super Bowl halftime shows. The Super Bowl halftime show has come a long way over the years, growing from a quaint marching band-centric affair to a blockbuster concert that draws the biggest names in music, not to mention millions of eyeballs. When it debuted in 1967, the halftime show featured, among other things, the University of Arizona Symphonic Marching Band performing The Sound of Music, and When the Saints Go Marching In. Stuff you might hear at any ordinary college football game in the late 60s. As the years went on, however, it expanded, but it wasn't quite A-list. Mid-game breaks featured everything from an Elvis Presley-impersonating magician, Elvis Presto, obviously, to the new Mouseketeers. But when Michael Jackson headlined the halftime show in 1993, everything changed. Audiences grew accustomed to the idea of seeing the biggest pop star in the world performing at the biggest game in America, and before long, the modern halftime show took hold. It became not only an offering of live music and entertainment for football fans waiting patiently for third quarter to start, but also a badge of honor for the artists invited to perform. Playing the Super Bowl is one of the greatest milestones you can achieve as a musician, a singular marker of a star who's earned their stripes as a bona fide legend. From MJ's Game Changer to the most watched halftime set of all time, courtesy Bad Gal Riri, to Beyoncé's 2013 showstopper to Dr. Dre's 2022 hip-hop extravaganza. Keep reading to see Billboard's 14 best Super Bowl halftime show performances of all time. Coldplay, Beyoncé, and Bruno Mars 2016. When they debuted as an alt-rock act in 2000 with Yellow, it was unthinkable that Coldplay would eventually ascend to Super Bowl status. Well, over the years, the band took over the planet with its introspective soft rock, and before headlining Super Bowl 50, the group added some dance grooves to its music and colors to its palette with the A Head Full of Dreams LP. The booty-shaking, Technicolor Coldplay was on full display at Super Bowl 50, but more importantly, they invited two artists with PhDs in dance to make things iconic. Bruno Mars and Beyoncé brought then new hits, Uptown Funk, Information, respectively, and the ensuing showdown between their dance troupes was irresistible. Major kudos to Coldplay for letting two other artists steal the band's own halftime show. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake, 2004. It was the day that the phrase wardrobe malfunction entered the American vernacular. Debate about whether Justin Timberlake accidentally exposed Janet's nipple while ripping off a portion of her costume has raged since that Houston halftime. FCC fines have been assessed, thrown out, and appealed in court, but the court of popular opinion is still out over why Jackson appeared to bear the brunt of the backlash and career impact while Timberlake seemed to walk away fairly scot-free. But, bedazzled breast or not, you have to admit that J&J put on a pretty awesome show. It's a shame that what most people remember is just the last 2 seconds. Katy Perry, 2015. She rode in on a giant gold tiger. She grinded on Lenny Kravitz's guitar. She gave the internet prime meme material with the now iconic left shark. If you know, you know. What more could you ask for? Katy Perry's halftime show was 12 minutes of lights, color, special effects, and fireworks, and pretty solid vocals for someone who spent the whole time dancing in high heels or flying over the stadium strapped to a mechanical shooting star. Plus, the pop star barely scratched the surface of her catalog of top 10 hits with her setlist, meaning more people than not were likely able to sing along from start to finish. And the cherry on top? Missy Elliott joined her on stage as a special guest, effortlessly performing hits such as Work It and Get You Are Freak On. Rihanna performs on stage during the Apple Music Super Bowl 57 halftime show at State Farm Stadium on February 12, 2023 in Glendale, Arizona. Photo, Gregory Seamus/Getty Images. When Rihanna hit the levitating stage at Super Bowl 2023, she hadn't released an album in 7 years or performed on stage in 5 years. The busy Barbadian pop star had been focusing her energy on building out her Fenty Beauty empire, not to mention becoming a mother, so it was no huge surprise that fashion felt as intrinsic to her halftime set as sound. That rubbed a few folks the wrong way. Not everyone is a fan of marshmallow puffers, apparently, but it shouldn't have. RIH brought exactly the right amount of professionalism, choreo was on point, and DGF rockstar energy. Check her face as she strutted across the Earthbound stage to make this soar. When all was said and danced, it became the most watched halftime show ever. Paul McCartney performs during the Super Bowl 39 halftime show at Alltel Stadium on February 6, 2005 in Jacksonville, Florida. Photo, Jed Jacobson/GI. A purported safe choice by the NFL following the previous year's Nipplegate controversy featuring Timberlake and Jackson, McCartney signaled the transition from contemporary pop acts to classic rock legends performing at halftime. Atop an X-shaped stage made of video projectors, the ex-Beatle first warmed up with Drive My Car. He then followed up with Get Back, before trading his guitar for a piano during a fireworks-laden rendition of Wings' James Bond theme, Live and Let Die. Saving his best for last, McCartney signed off with Hey Jude, during which the 84,000 in attendance at Jacksonville's Alltel Stadium all joined in for the iconic coda. The Rolling Stones performed during the Sprint Super Bowl 40 halftime show at Super Bowl 40 between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers at Ford Field on February 5, 2006 in Detroit, Michigan. Photo, Brian Barr/GI. No shticks, no gimmicks, just good old-fashioned rock and roll. The Rolling Stones kept it simple and classic with their turn on the Super Bowl stage, which was made to look like a gigantic version of the band's iconic emblem, a pair of red lips with a tongue sticking out for the performance. Mick Jagger did as Mick Jagger does, wiggling his hips and strutting around the stage with reckless abandon. The band played just 3 songs, each one from start to finish: Start Me Up, Rough Justice, and of course, Satisfaction. Michael Jackson performs during halftime of a 52-17 Dallas Cowboys win over the Buffalo Bills in Super Bowl 27 on January 31, 1993 at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. Photo, Steve Granitz/Wire Image. Eager to keep viewers glued to their televisions, the NFL whipped up the biggest freaking halftime show ever, starring Michael Jackson. The late king of pop whipped viewers into a frenzy with a lip-synced medley of Jam, Billie Jean, and Black or White. MJ then queued up a snippet of We Are the World as the crowd turned over cards revealing drawings by the Children of Los Angeles. And just in case viewers missed his message of harmony, MJ concluded with Heal the World, while surrounded by 3,500 youngsters as a blow-up globe deployed on the 50-yard line. Lady Gaga performs on stage during the Pepsi Zero Sugar Super Bowl 51 halftime show at NRG Stadium on February 5, 2017 in Houston, Texas. Photo, Christopher Polk/GI. Opening with Lady Gaga singing a medley of God Bless America and This Land Is Your Land from the roof of the Super Bowl stadium, the New York City pop star then launched herself from the heavens down onto the stage, singing dance pop favorites: Poker Face, Born This Way, Bad Romance, and more. It was certainly one of the most visually stunning and vocally impressive halftime shows in Super Bowl history, and her stage exit is probably the best the show has ever seen. She mic dropped, caught a football toss, and hopped off a staircase into nothingness. Forget taking a bow or flashing a smile, that's how you end a show. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band perform at the Bridgestone halftime show during Super Bowl 43 between the Arizona Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Steelers on February 1, 2009 at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Photo, Jamie Squire/GI. In 2009, the boss beckoned viewers to step away from the guac and put the chicken fingers down before proceeding to rock Tampa for the next 12 minutes. Though Bruce turned down several prior invitations to perform at the big game, Springsteen's set was proof that good things come to those who wait. The Street Band rocked through a 4-song set of crowd favorites, but the biggest hit came when Jersey's Finest slammed into a TV camera with his crotch during 10th Avenue Freeze-Out. Madonna performs with Rev Fu and Sky Blue of LMFAO during the Bridgestone Super Bowl 46 halftime show at Lucas Oil Stadium on February 5, 2012 in Indianapolis, Indiana. Photo, Albello/GI. Riding a huge buzz for her then forthcoming album MDNA, Madonna charged into her Super Bowl 46 halftime performance as the quasi-gladiatorial captain of a cheerleading squad that included LMFAO, Nicki Minaj, M.A. and CeeLo Green. Amid Roman soldiers, Madge entered the field on a golden throne to belt out longtime favorite Vogue before being joined by LMFAO for a party rock anthem /Sexy, and I Know It, infused take on her 2000 hit Music. Sure, the Material Girl slipped a bit while dancing in those thigh-high-heeled boots, but her Super Bowl gig's most talked about moment came when M.A. and Minaj joined her for fresh single Give Me All Your Louvin'. It happened fast, but everyone watching at home certainly saw M.I.A.'s mischievous middle finger, which sparked its own mini-Nipplegate as controversy. However, Madge's epic Like a Prayer finale, aided by CeeLo and a huge robed choir, ensured that the 12-minute spectacle ended with the focus right back on the music. Beyoncé performs during the Pepsi Super Bowl 47 halftime show at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome on February 3, 2013 in New Orleans, Louisiana. Photo, Ezra Shaw/GI. After her silhouette was lit on fire, Beyoncé emerged from a cloud of smoke with an inspired display of hits, including Love on Top and Crazy in Love, and multimedia indulgence during her Super Bowl 47 halftime show performance. And that was all before Destiny's Child's long-rumored reunion commenced when Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams shot out from under the stage like pistons to join Bay for Bootylicious, Independent Women, and Single Ladies. During Beyoncé's reign on the halftime stage, she was also backed by dozens of female dancers and band members, including a killer horn section and innovative animation screens with duplicate bays running wild. From left, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, and 50 Cent performed during the Pepsi Super Bowl 56 halftime show at SoFi Stadium on February 13, 2022 in Inglewood, California. Photo, Kevin C. Cox/GI. Hip-hop finally got its halftime show spotlight in 2022 when Dr. Dre and his cohorts took over the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Previously announced performers Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and Eminem were joined by surprise guest 50 Cent, rapping in Da Club, Upside Down, and Anderson .Paak, who banged away at the drums during Slim Shady's Lose Yourself. From Dre sitting at the piano to play Still Deary, to Snoop rapping to Blige's booty-shaking Family Affair, to Kendrick's modern classic, All Right, it demonstrated that hip-hop is more than ready for its moment, and many more to come, we hope. At the Super Bowl halftime show, the Emmy Awards agreed. This was the first Super Bowl halftime show ever to win a top program Emmy, Outstanding Variety Special, Live. U2 performs during halftime of Super Bowl 36 February 3, 2002 at the Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. Super Bowl 36 is being played by the New England Patriots and the St. Louis Rams. Photo, Jed Jacobson/GI. Less than 5 months after the tragedies of September 11, 2001, U2 brought the heart-shaped stage from their Elevation tour to the gridiron. The band kicked off with Beautiful Day, but it was their 9/11 tribute that captured the most attention. As they played Where the Streets Have No Name, a scrolling backdrop featured the names of all of the victims who perished in the attacks, and Bono finished the song by opening his jacket to reveal the stars and stripes in its lining. Prince performs during the Pepsi halftime show at Super Bowl 41 between the Indianapolis Colts and the Chicago Bears on February 4, 2007 at Dolphin Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. Photo, Jonathan Daniel/GI. Long known for erotically charged performances, Prince was a curious halftime choice only 3 years post-Nipplegate. While he did wield that purple, unpronounceable cymbal-shaped guitar in an unabashedly phallic way behind a screen, the ecstatic genius of Prince's performance was the way he actually played the instrument. The rocker powered through his own classics, 1999, Let's Go Crazy, and the classics of others, Proud Mary, all along the Watchtower. But the explosive coda was Purple Rain, which had the stadium full of testosterone-pumped football fanatics waving their arms and howling in falsetto as, yes, an actual downpour swamped Miami's Dolphin Stadium. Get weekly rundown straight to your inbox.